Hello, fellow DIYers, or at least people who want to watch DIY videos on TikTok. I've been on TikTok for about 3 weeks, I think. I originally got on here because I wanted to see what other people were doing, what other projects and techniques people were using, for different things. And then I wanted to share some of my own projects on here. And I've just spent the last couple of weeks getting comfortable with making videos. I've made a lot of silly videos and just sort of exploring and figuring out how TikTok works. Anyway, I feel like I'm ready to start my first DIY project with y'all. I need to give you a little background first. So this table and chairs is one of my first projects. I'm very happy with how it turned out. It is by no means perfect, and I learned a lot of things that I should have done differently while I was doing it, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. I don't have the before picture, but when I bought this table, it was like that 1980s oak color. There was a hideous plaid cushion on here. So I sanded everything down. I painted it this really pretty robin's egg blue, and you can see I didn't really seal everything, so I've got some scratches on here, but I loved the dark top on it, and in general I just love how it turned out. I think it looks so pretty. So that was one of my first DIY projects. The next thing that I need to tell you is that this was my aunt's home. It is actually a mobile home. I went with her when she was picking it out several years ago, and she was so excited. She loved everything about it. She was very excited to buy this and have her own home. And when she passed away, I had a really hard time changing anything at first. The house sat empty for 6-7 months before I finally decided I could move in. And at first, I didn't change anything. I left everything just the way that she had it. I slowly started making some changes. One of the first things, actually the first thing, my aunt did not have a table in the dining area. She had 4 bar stools, and that's where anybody who ate with her sat. So I thought that the 4 bar stools looked crowded, so I moved down to 2, and I put my table that I had painted in here. After that, I rearranged the furniture, and I started replacing small things of hers with. It might not seem like a big deal to you, but I did not want to erase my aunt. So it was hard to do away with some of her things, but my mom and my other aunt took some things. My aunt's sister-in-law and niece from her prior marriage, they took some things. My children took some things. So, and I've kept some things in here. So I do feel like we have honored her and not totally erased her from this house that she loved. I know how much my aunt loved me, and I know that she is happy that I've moved in here and that her house didn't just go to a stranger. And I know that she would be proud of the changes that I have made and the changes that I'm planning on making, because my aunt was a DIYer herself. She was a big crafter, and she was the biggest cheerleader of all of us, her nieces and her great nieces, my children. There wasn't anything, I think, that any of us could create that she didn't praise. So I know that she would love what I'm planning to do with this house, our house. It's mine and hers, I guess. First thing that I need to do is I need to make some repairs. You cannot see it. I tried to take pictures, but there's crown molding around the top of the ceiling, and it's separating. Like I said, this is a mobile home, so I feel like that's just something that happens. But I have bought some caulk from Sherwin-Williams. Let me see, I'm trying to grab it. That is supposed to be good with shifting. Sherwin-Williams Shearflex. So I talked to the man at Sherwin-Williams and he thinks that this would be a good choice for me. Yes, it was expensive, but I don't want to caulk this and then a year from now it's splitting again. So I bought some decent caulk and I'm gonna caulk all the crown molding to seal up those holes. The next thing I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to patch a lot of nail holes in the wall. My aunt had things up and I moved some things away, like this picture is hiding huge holes because she had the TV hanging there and I switched the TV to the opposite wall. So there are quite a bit of holes behind this picture and everywhere else where I changed her pictures. I either removed them completely or I replaced them with my pictures or I moved them around the room. So I've got a lot of little holes to be spackled. So I bought this little bitty tub of shrink-free spackling so that it won't crack. So I'll get these pictures down, get everything off the walls, and I'm gonna start spackling holes. Once I'm done spackling holes and fixing crown molding cracks, I'm gonna put a drywall primer on the walls. Now, these walls are painted, and they are painted, they just are not painted very well. I have painted quite a few homes over the last 10 plus years. So I feel pretty confident in knowing what I'm doing when it comes to painting. So I bought this drywall primer. Even though this is not straight drywall, it has been painted. I've used this stuff on painted walls before, and what it does is it smooths out minor imperfections and makes the paint look so beautiful on the walls. You cannot see, but these walls are rough. I mean, I know that it's a trailer, please. You don't need to tell me that, I know that. But still, I think it should be smoother than this. A toddler could paint smoother than that. So I am going to put this primer on before I do any painting. Okay, it's like all one area. I'm in the hallway here and you step out and you've got the living room and it's open to the kitchen and the dining room. So I am going to paint all of these walls the same color. Later I'm gonna do something different in the kitchen with the cabinets. I'm gonna paint them a lighter color because they're too dark for my taste. But all of this is open to each other and I need it to look, I don't know, more welcoming, more my style. So all of it is going to be the same color. So I guess we can consider this the introductory video, the planning video, and part 2 will be when I actually start with the wall color. I'll do all of the boring fixes before I start with video 2. So be on the lookout for video 2 when I start with the wall color. Can't wait.